everybody. Welcome to the Grand Prix review from an absolutely stunning Texas race here at the Circuit of the Americas. We have had an absolute pleasure of a race today. Another fantastic one. Max Verstappen taking victory, Lewis Hamilton second, and Sergio Perez in third place. And Megan Birch is literally just sat in the chair now, texting, Megan, come on, we're on here. We've got the end of it. Come on, stop. Are you playing solitaire again? You played solitaire last time at the end of the W, or just before the W Series race.
Of course I'm playing solitaire.
Come on, we've got a show to do. We're on it immediately after the F1 race as well. With it being so late, this Grand Prix, we're able to go straight into the review show with nothing else. So welcome to the first time this year, straight after the end of the F1 race, we've gone into the forum race. So for the first time, we've got a proper F1 forum. So I want you to share the link on Twitter, on Instagram, social media, everything. Get it out there that we're on a forum for the next 20 minutes or so discussing that race as well.
20 minutes?
It's how it always happens when me and you are together doing these. Let's start, predictably, at the start of the race. Hamilton versus Verstappen again. What a move. Hamilton got the better start. Verstappen lagged. He came across the track to defend against Hamilton. They almost came together.
Didn't work out very well for him.
It did, didn't it? But Hamilton forced Verstappen off at the exit turn one. Verstappen going off the track. Perez coming up there side by side. It was almost a massive accident between all of them. It was a very close call. And the McLaren
it was a very close call to what we were predicting. So them crashing out never even happened. No one crashed at all.
Well, hang on. Floor damage.
Damage.
Ocon hitting Raikkonen and Raikkonen hitting Alonso. He really had it in for the Alpines today, thinking about it.
Yeah, he really did.
Yeah. I'm going to switch my headset the other way around, actually, so give me a second.
As he does that, I would also like to say Latifi has it in for Ocon.
Well, I thought
I
thought it makes sense to switch it around now because we're on the forum type show. Because when I'm looking at you and we're discussing things, people can actually see my face and mouth. Whereas in the commentary, I'm always facing this way. But now we're in a different show. It just makes a bit more sense. Okay, let's talk about what happened with the Kimi Raikkonen accident today, because he was in contact at the start of the race with Esteban Ocon having to come into the pit lane. Raikkonen having wing damage as well, but Ocon having a scrape, damaging some end plates. He had to pit for a new wing. Also pitting for a new wing, Nicholas Latifi as well, after he made contact with Lance Stroll. All of them affecting their races.
Oh.
Chances of, Red Bull now just talking there with Christian Horner on Sky F1.
No, 200 podium finish.
I did say that, don't worry, I didn't miss that, yeah. I did say
I wasn't been distracted by the timing screen.
No, it's the 200th podium as well for Red Bull, we'll get onto that later. But yeah, Raikkonen had a bad race today all the way round. And even the illegal move he did on Alonso as well wasn't deemed illegal. But then Alonso got to deal with it. It's a stewarding issue today, isn't it? They've had a lot of in their back markers.
They just seem to ignore when Raikkonen does something well.
Yeah, and Giovinazzi as well.
And when Alpine called them out on it,
it didn't work.
Favouring, they had to make Giovinazzi do that.
Yeah, Alpine on the radio to Michael Masi as well, basically saying, can we move around the outside?
Turning into AlphaTauri assistants.
Yeah. Sergio Perez, though, finishing in third place. So let's go on to the Red Bull strategy. You picked it up during the race commentary as well. It was another great race strategy from Red Bull. Explain what you noticed during the race.
I noticed that they were still strategizing during the race, and that when Max said... Max had just pitted, and he knew that they were thinking about putting Checo on, like, a longer lap.
Yeah.
So he was just like, okay, you've got to pit him in now, because he was thinking, right, we can sandwich him when one of us goes out next. So when he goes for his pit stop, he'll just be in the middle.
And that's what happened.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. And he stayed that way, it seems, for the entire race.
As you said, Verstappen figured that out, and he said, pit Checo early, don't put him out there longer. And they listened to him. But Bottas, with that penalty, started 9th on the grid today. He had 5 places for a new internal combustion engine part as well. So going there as well, Hamilton had no defence today. So he was out there as a solo man. He was out there without...
It was a perfect spot.
Maverick without Goose.
Like, if Bottas was there, I don't think it would have worked so well.
It wouldn't have, yeah.
So due to the fact Leclerc was being there...
It sort of worked out enough.
Right, so that's going to be easy. Because Leclerc, he didn't move.
No, he didn't. Stay where he was,
race.
Stays,
Even when he pitted, he didn't move.
Looking at the starting grid as well, Charles Leclerc, as you say, started P4, finished P4. So he stays exactly where he is. Let's take a look then at the rest of the order. As you can see, look, it's still that, because we've come on here straight after the main F1 race. All the graphics are still in operation for the commentary. So there's the full race result as it stands.
Mazepin also finished in his starting place.
Mazepin?
Yeah.
17th. Finished 17th. Yeah, I thought he did, yeah. So let's go through the order then as it did. Verstappen wins from Hamilton second, Perez third, we know that. Charles Leclerc, P4 to P4. Good race from him. Strong pit stops as well. Quickest of the day as well. 2.2 seconds for Ferrari.
Yeah.
They were bang on it as well. And Leclerc had a lap.
They were very on it today. I think Ferrari were just like, right, I'm not completely sure we're going to win this race, so we're certainly going to keep him a point.
They were focusing on their battle with McLaren, weren't they? Only 7.5 points coming in as well. It stays there.
It's unlikely that either of you will win the championship this year. By unlikely, I mean impossible.
Yeah.
So let's just get a team win.
Fight between them, absolutely. Danny Ricciardo P5. Now that was a stunning race from Danny Rick. Started the race P6, but moved up to P5. But he had a bad start, did move back down the order, had another fight back. Great race from Danny Rick as well. And he's had a great weekend as well here. Done the American accent all weekend long in the interviews as well. Drove Dale Earnhardt's car as well. Made Zach Brown get a tattoo of the Monza circuit when he got a victory as well. Don't think you've seen that bit. Yeah. But honestly, it's been absolutely fantastic racing as well. Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic as Toto Wolff messes with the Daz camera network as well and thinking it was Jenson Button. It's all going off there in the interviews. But yeah, great race for Danny Rick and a great weekend for him.
Lewis Hamilton hit his head on a camera.
Yeah, in the press conference, yeah.
It was literally just like with his helmet on, just like...
knocked into it, yeah. Going down the order, Valtteri Bottas started 9th after his 5-place grid plus. He finished the race in P6. He was nowhere again today, but a strong fight back to finish 6th. But his battle with Carlos Sainz, going down to the last couple of laps, gave us more interesting racing. And he got through. Proved that a Mercedes can catch and pass a car.
Yeah.
So that just proved that Verstappen was so fast today over Hamilton as well.
Just proves that people can't really pass a Red Bull as well.
Exactly, yeah. Lando Norris, 8th place, last driver on the lead lap as well. For Lando Norris as well, compared to his starting position, Norris was P7, and he drops down to P8 as well. He had a bad pit stop though, with the double stack.
He did have a very bad pit stop. That's the reason why Sainz was ahead of him.
Yeah, 2.7 seconds for Ricciardo, 4.4 seconds for Lando Norris in that pit stop failure when they tried to double stack. I said that's why you don't double stack. Sonoda P9. And I think a strong race for Yuki today. Started P10 up to P9, gets 2 World Championship points as well. Added to the list. Yuki's coming on a lot more this year, isn't he? As he gets used to F1.
He's starting to get better and better. Do you know, I've realised something. Out of all the rookies of this year, he's the one who's got the most points. He's the better rookie this year. Do
you think that next year, in 2022, he's going to be right up there with Gasly fighting for podiums and fighting for top 5 finishers?
Oh, I think definitely, yeah.
I'd agree there. And Sebastian Vettel started this race down in 18th place with a penalty start at the back of the grid. Climbed up, got 10th, got a point. Brilliant for him as well. That puts him on 36 points as well and keeps him actually in P12 of the championship. But still, every point matters to try and break into the top 10.
It does.
Giovinazzi goes into P11 as well, our last one outside the points. Giovinazzi, not a great race today. A lot of accidents with Alonso, a lot of manoeuvres, a lot of contact as well. Bad day for Alfa Romeo all around. Same goes for Stroll actually in P12. Raikkonen, as we've already said, with Alonso's battles, he was everywhere today, Kimi. Off the track overtakes as well. Alonso going left and right. It was dramatic.
Do you know, the one thing I have just worked out is the fact that out of every single thing this year, between Verstappen and Hamilton, Hamilton's only beaten properly in the statistics in one thing.
What?
Fastest laps.
Really?
And he beat him today with that because he has had 5 and Verstappen has had 4.
So that's 4 extra points for Verstappen, 5 extra points for Hamilton in the title. Okay. Yeah. So that's why the gap's only 12 points, not 13 going into the next race. Further down the order then, Russell P14. It was just a nowhere race for him today, actually. Started P20, climbed back up to 14th, though. Great race.
I didn't even hear his name.
I didn't. He had a very quiet day today. Latifi we had plenty of, making contact at the start with Ocon as well. He was all over. Didn't even notice it, but you spotted the yellows. And when we saw that yellow, when the lights went out,
I was just like, oh,
we saw a yellow and we were all thinking, has it happened? Has Verstappen,
did
Hamilton?
we manifest it into existence?
Yeah, and then we saw it was
Don't
further
know.
back, the accident between the two cars as well.
Wrong cars.
Yes, Schumacher 16th. He played a factor at the end of this race as well. But he still finishes ahead of Mazepin, keeping that running order up. Mazepin P17, as you said, still finishing last, which means the average position still puts him 21st out of a 20-driver championship, because Kubica made that debut finishing 15th and 14th.
Yeah, he should be worried about that.
Yeah, mainly worried.
A person who hasn't raced in a little bit in an F1 car beat him.
I know, unbelievable, isn't it? And then we're on to the retirements. Fernando Alonso retiring weirdly with a broken rear wing.
How did that even happen?
Don't know, it happened to Red Bull in practice 3
Wait,
yesterday.
broken rear wing?
Yeah, bumps, must have been.
No.
What?
Raikkonen.
Ah, yeah, probably.
His thing went off, remember?
Yeah, it must have happened then. Ocon too retiring with something wrong with the rear of the car. We think it's the same thing, either suspension or rear wing. Gasly, however, did retire with a gearbox failure as well, and he was dropping down. And suspension, sorry, it was a suspension failure, wasn't it, at the back for Gasly as well? I thought it said gears, but it was suspension at the back for Gasly. That's all the 20 runners in this race. Who's your driver of the day then, Megs?
Max Verstappen, though I also kind of want to put Ricciardo in there because he did manage to, like, he was very, what's the word?
Energetic?
Yes.
Yeah, thought you were going to say energetic.
But again, he is always energetic, but still, I feel like Lewis's hair is getting longer by the day.
It is, but Max and Lewis congratulating each other on the way to the weighbridge just after the race. That's another positive sign. Should we go through the standings? That's everybody's favourite thing coming into this one. Max Verstappen now leads the title on 287.5 points to Lewis Hamilton on 275.5. So that's a 12-point gap, correct me, Megan? 12 points?
Yeah.
So it came in as 6, it leaves us 12. Valtteri Bottas is now on 185 points. Sergio Perez moves up to 4th place in the standings on 150. He's 1 point clear of Lando Norris, who takes back to 5th place on 149. Charles Leclerc is 128.
Battle for 4.
Yeah, that's closing up. Carlos Sainz is 122.5. Danny Ricciardo is 105 and 8. Pierre Gasly 74th and 9th. And Fernando Alonso in P10 still on 58 points. The bottom end of the table remains exactly the same. Ocon 11th on 46. Vettel now has 36 points in 12th. Lance Stroll has 26 points. Yuki Tsunoda closing now with 20 points with 2 points here today. George Russell 15th on 16. Nicholas Latifi 16th on 7. Kimi Raikkonen now gets 6 points on the board. Antonio Giovinazzi gets 1. Mick Schumacher, Robin Kubica, Nikita Mazepin still with 0 points. The fast lap of the day, Lewis Hamilton gets the DHL Fast Lap Award, a 1:38.485 as well. But Mazepin still last. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes leads the way, 460 points on the board as well, 460.5 to Red Bull, who's on 437.5 points as well. McLaren have 254 points, Ferrari 250.5, so McLaren hold that advantage by 3.5 points. Further down on the board as well, Alpine have 104, they remain 5th, and behind them it's the same. AlphaTauri on 94 and 6 points as well. Aston Martin 7th on 62, Williams have 23 points in 8th, Alfa Romeo have 7 points in 9th, and Haas in 10th have 0 points on the board as well. As I said, the DHL Fastest Lap Award going to Lewis Hamilton with a 1:38.485. The driver of the day is Max Verstappen, and the fastest pit stop went to Ferrari with Charles Leclerc with a 2.2 second stop. Okay, we're about out of time then here for the wrap-up show on the forum. Megs, it's been a dramatic weekend. We've crowned champions. Champion Sunday's been a dramatic one.
It's been very dramatic.
Going into the last 5 races, who's got the advantage, Verstappen or Hamilton? Or is it too close to call?
Too close to call.
I'd agree with you there. Reminder, there's no action at all on the YouTube channel next weekend. We take another week's break, but after this weekend, we definitely need it. 4 championships as well, very truly. 3 of them wrapped up. W Series, MotoGP, and British Touring Car Championship as well. Formula 1 lives to tell another tale, though, with their championship now. 12 points with 5 to go. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time when Formula 1 starts its most grueling triple header in F1 history. We start off in Mexico, then go over to Brazil before flying halfway around the world to the deserts of Qatar in Doha for the first time as well. A triple header on the way. Who'll top that? And when we end it, time will tell. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time. From us all of us here on YouTube, have a very happy Halloween for next weekend, and we'll see you in Mexico City on the 5th to the 7th of November. Good night to you all.